Let's say one of our professors were to post something, a very sort of well-to-do white man from the UK. Let's say he said something like the government should give more people more money in terms of social services. There'd be a bit of a kerfuffle, but then it would die down. But if a young black woman or a young black gay man were to say something very similar, that person would receive 10 times, if not 100 times, more hateful comments. And those comments wouldn't just be about the substance of what that person had said. They would be saying, you're only saying that because you are X identity. And then there would be some dehumanizing or horrible, abusive term put there. And that's what we mean when we talk about a hierarchy of hate, which is that certain identities attract far, far, far more hate online, hateful comments, hateful images, pictures of guns and nooses and death threats and rape threats than other groups do. When we talk about a hierarchy of hate online, we need to understand that it's connected to something in the real world. This isn't just happening in a virtual space which is going to be seen by only those people and forgotten. Histories of different kinds of oppression are deeply engaged with what's happening online. In fact, it's impossible to separate out the history of a country in terms of, let's say, its race relations, or the history of a country in terms of how it treats the poor, from who gets given abuse in online spaces. This is an organized, systematic system of producing misinformation and dehumanizing hate speech online, which accords with offline politics and power. We wanted to show there was a continuity between the kinds of hateful, problematic, unkind content on social media and mainstream media. Frequently, a politician would make an extremely inflammatory speech using all kinds of slurs, and that often was reported with very, very little negative or questioning commentary by media organizations which were either sympathetic to the politician's views or frightened of being censored. And we noticed this increasingly in countries where very right-wing or even far-right fascist governments were being elected. There was a huge, huge impact of mainstream media mainstreaming of hate speech from social media and from politicians' speeches into ordinary people's lives, which was actually twisting the way in which politics was happening and moving us further and further away from democracy, equality, and justice.